help. I'm very passionate about the role of HR because I see the role of HR. It's a very dynamic role. It's a role where people has the potential to succeed and exceed. In the future, I'm positioning myself as a consultant. This is where I'm heading. I'm in the process of doing my executive MBA with Holt Business School, and I will be traveling to several locations: Shanghai, San Francisco, Boston in the near future to accomplish my dreams and goals. And pretty obvious. I mean, I started out just like you guys. I started out as a very simple person, having a lot of ambition, a lot of goals, wanting to get to where I want to go, not stopping at anything. You know, I was this person that was so driven. Yeah, but sometimes when we're driven, we tend to not be aware of really what are our drivers. Who are we? Okay. Now, many of you may have a job. Some of you may be job hunting. Some of you may be in an industry whereby you'd probably think about changing the role that you're in. Okay. And this is very common in the United Arab Emirates, and we always look for better. And how does better come? Now, today's discussion is all about how you are going to understand a little more about yourself. Okay? Now, in my sessions, I like to be very interactive and I like to chat and I like you to talk to me in the same time. So this way we capitalize on our learnings. Okay? I understand. Maybe how many English speakers do we have in the room? Everybody understands English, or I see you translating at the back. Is that right? Ah, okay. So we have some non-native speakers. All right. Okay. Good. Now, let's start with behaviors. How many of us can wave their hands and tell me I have the best behavior in this room? Well, I just think what you want first. A couple of people. Okay. Now, behaviors are something that we display in very varied situations and circumstances. The way we behave to a situation pretty much determines how we react to things in general. Now, when you were growing up and you're young, you were always influenced by an uncle, a brother, your father, your parents, people around you, your neighbors. You know, you had that influence, okay? Now, when you, like for example, most of us are expats. We live in a country that's not our home country, okay? When we travel outside of our comfort zone, we are asked to become very acclimatized with the people around us, to understand them, they have to understand us. Now, in my years of working with people, I've worked with people from every part of the world, basically, and I've traveled to a lot of places in Europe, in Africa, in the Middle East, and I've been interacting with several people at different levels, and it's very intriguing to know that when you live in a society like the one we live in, or if you plan to migrate to diverse societies, such as Australia, the US, the UK, these places, you would see that lately today, the discussion is all about diversity and inclusion. Do we all realize that? Does that ring a bell? Diversity and inclusion? Yeah? Good. Why? Because companies, countries, leaders are all realizing today that it's not the monotonous one type person that brings value to them, to their business, to their countries, to their societies. It's diversity that does it. Okay? And as a diversified group of people here and in this room, and for you to interact with those outside of this room, you need to have certain skill sets that are very, very important. Or you need to be aware of what skill sets you've got and how they are triggered. Now, for example, if I ask you this question, let's say we have a very smart, a very bright person applying for a job. We have somebody who's not as bright, very mediocre, just a regular guy, having similar set of qualifications and applying for that job too. Who do you think will get the job? The smart guy, huh? All right. Okay. Now, I'm going to surprise you. A lot of research has been done by Stanford University to talk about the smart guys. Okay? And it's true that we should all be smart, but again, we need to have the right mindset. Now, being smart is one thing, okay? Why am I trying to say this? Is because when you're a smart person and you become very comfortable in your surrounding and in your environment, sometimes you do not tend to acknowledge change. How much of that rings a bell? Yeah? You don't acknowledge change. You are very convinced of what you do is right. You are very you use your experience to say, hey, well, I've done that before, and I know this is not going anywhere. But what scientists are understanding nowadays is that there is a winning mindset that we need to use in order to succeed. And today, I'm going to have a discussion with you guys, and I'm going to show you just a really quick slide, if I can get to it, that is. Just a second, yeah? Is it working? All right. Okay. Today, the topic that we're going to talk about is behaviors, attitude, and personality. Now, I've also got a small exercise for you, and I'd like you to start with that exercise first. Why? Because that exercise takes a little time, and it requires you to read. Now, do we have those handouts, the printed ones? Yeah? I'd like everybody in this room to have a copy of the printed handout. And I'm going to show you what sort of exercise we're going to do with it. Now, this handout that I'm going to give you, it's a lot of work has been done through the leadership colleges in Stanford and in Astrid University. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because I had a leadership coach that did the very same exercise on me. Okay? And in this exercise, you'd see you're going to be asked 12 questions. Okay? In those 12 questions, you need to pay attention carefully to what I'm saying. So I'm going to wait till you all get your papers. I can move around with the mic, yeah? I can move around with the mic, yeah? It's fine. Okay, cool. Okay, so how many of you have your paper with you now? We all have one? Excellent. Okay. Now, this exercise has been done at the Astrid University in London. And it is, if you ever have the opportunity to work with an executive coach that's probably going to charge you like $500 per hour to coach you, this is the template that he's going to use. All right? Because this template helps you to understand who you are. Now, what we're going to do, each question, you've got 5 questions on there, right? Each of those questions, the rules are as follow. You need to, in each question bracket, you have 5 questions. Is it A, B, C, D, and E? Okay? Right next to it, you've got to write the highest score. Thank you. Yeah? Right next to it. Okay, for example, this is the first one. The rules are you need to mark 1 out of those 5 questions, the highest. The highest can be maximum 10. Then you need to mark one of the questions again, the least highest, which could be 1. Okay? Then you need to mark a question 5. Exact 5, number 5. Because we're using a rating of 1 to 10. So the first one, it has to be 10. But when we say 10, it means definitely who you are. 1 means what you would least do in a situation like this. 5, it's a medium. Yeah, I may be yeah, I'll probably be like that. Then you need to rank another question from the 5 maximum between 5 to 7. And then the other one, 5 and below. So one gets the highest, one gets the lowest, one gets the medium, one gets between the medium and the highest, and one gets between the mid and the lowest. Yeah? Are we clear? Yeah? And I need you to write that on the side of each. Like, for example, I'm going to read the first one and I'm going to show you an example. It says here, question number one. This talks about you. When you do this, don't think about anybody. Be honest with yourself, because I'm not going to look at your scoring, but this is going to be the test for you to determine who you are. Okay? So the first one, endurance is a valuable asset. Okay, I don't want to answer that yet. The second one says, I like to see people doing their best to get things done. Oh, yeah, that's me. I'll give myself a 10 there. Considering all the efforts I put into things, I should get more done. Ah, that's also a ring a bell for me. Yeah? And then I find myself doing too many things at last minute. Oh, that happens to me more or less at a time. So I'll probably put 5 there. Remember, you're scoring highest as 10, mid is 5, then you're scoring. So what do? You score your highest first. So if I were you, I'd read all 5, A, B, C, D. Yeah, A, B, C, D, and E. I'll read all of those first, and then I'll choose in between. Okay? So on balance, I adapt more to other people's wishes than they do to mine. Is that true? Yeah, I see that happening to me. Is that, how often does that happen? So you need to put that score. Are we clear on how to score it? Yeah? So I'd like you to do that exercise, please. And when you're done with that exercise, we're going to go to the back of the page. Right? And this part of the exercise is where I'd like you to tally, and I'll teach you how to tally. But what I'm going to do, it may take us like how many? Maybe 15 minutes to do this exercise, but you need to be very honest with yourself, guys. Yeah? When you're doing this exercise, be honest and true to you, because the results here will reflect a lot about you. When we're done, we're going to score it. Like you'll see, for example, section 1 says 1A. What did you put for 1A? Did you put 10? Did you put 2? Did you put, 5? What did you put? 1B. What did you put in that there? Was it 3? Was it 2? 1C. What did you put there? 1D and 1E. Are we clear? Yeah? Okay. Now, this tallying you will do at home. Don't throw away this piece of paper, right? This tallying I'd like you to do at home. And then I'm going to show you a little bit about the strengths that you've got, right? Because this is really, guys, if you understand the value of this piece of paper, it's so interesting, really. So good luck. I'm right here. If you need any help, let me know, yeah? Just wave your hand and I'll come to you. All right? Yeah, it's PDF, yeah. Practice. You guys want to do it? Do it. Really? You're going to learn? Yeah, do it. It's very, very important. If you do this exercise, you're going to see. Yeah, so this is 1A. You put from between 1 to 10. Which most describes you? Yeah, and then which least describes you? And what do you say? Ah, yeah, that's a medium. And what's a high and what's a mid high? Yeah, that's the one. That's once you're done with them, all of these, you need to put the numbers here first. Yeah. So when you read all of these five, which is your highest strength, which is your lowest strength, which is your medium strength, which is medium to high, which is medium to low. So you put between, you have to put 10, 7, 5. No, sorry, 10, 1, and 5, and then the others is between 5 and 1, and the other is between 5 and 10. Yeah, for each one. But read it really carefully. Remember, it's which one describes you best. In each question, it's which one describes you best. It's your highest description of you, then the least description of you, then the mid. Oh, yeah, I see myself in this situation. Think about, because these questions are situation related. How do you manage, how often do these situations happen to you? Yes. Tell me. Yeah. Okay. I put 1 or 5. What I'd like you to read all the questions first in number one, because, for example, I like to see people doing things and getting things right. Yeah, I like that. That's a lot like me, because we're asking you about you. Translate you here. So, and you give yourself a point. Do you understand? Yeah. Okay, good. If you are, because, for example, me, right? I mean, let me show you. Like here, I'll say endurance is a valuable asset. Then I'll say I like to see other people doing their best to get things done. Yeah, I'm big on that. So then I'll say, okay, I'll give myself, because when we have to give yourself a 10, a 1, a 5, then between 5 and 1, and then between 5 and 10. So one is you're always in between. I felt like I find myself doing too many things at the last time. That always happens to me. So that is me. I'll put 5. Yeah, or if these are the things that, or if I find myself doing everything always last minute, I'll put 10, because that's who I am. Yeah, that's why you need to be very honest with yourself when you answer this. All right? Yeah, you're right. Let me see. So, on balance, I adapt more to other people's wishes than they do to mine. Is that you? Okay, good. So then that's your high. That's your highs. Okay, let me see something here. Right? And consider all efforts I put into things I should get more done. Okay, that happens down to low, which most describe us. Because remember, you can get 1 and 10. That's a 10, right? A 10. Okay. What's it? Yes. Right. Then what is the next one that describes you again? Because you have, which is the one that least describes you, you're least interested in, least motivated. You need to between 1 to 10. You put one as 10, one as 1, then one as 5, one between 5 and 10, and then one between 5 and 1. Right? 5. So then you have a 3. Okay. I find myself doing too many things at last minute. Is that true? You do? Okay, then put that as your 8. Remember, look, let me show you something. Always, always, you need to be like this. 10, 1 needs to be 10, 1 needs to be 5, 1 needs to be 1. Then 1 needs to be anywhere between 5 and 10, and 1 needs to be anywhere between 5 and 1. Right? Got it? Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, and then you have seven here, which is your next highest. This is correct. Yeah, it's all correct. Everything. Every one of them, you score everything. Yeah. For those of you who are finished and you'd like, if somebody needs a little assistance, you just let me know. So you can raise your hand if you're finished, and probably you can help somebody else, like how I helped these guys here. Okay, tell me. Let me go. Okay, for example, in these questions, you need to read question number one, all of them. Think about it. How does this best describe you? Which is your highest? Yeah, which is really you here. That one, the most of what is you gets 10. Wait, 10, only 10. You put 10. The next one, which is least describing you, you're least bothered about. It's not like you are, oh, I am not bothered about that. That gets a 1. Then, or you can even get a 0. It depends, 10 or 1. Then, which is something that, yeah, that's a little bit like me. Yeah, that happens to me sometimes, not all the time. Okay, I'll give that a 5. Then, between 5 and 10, you need to give one which is your next highest strength, which is the next true thing about you. And then between 5 and 0 now, which is the least also another thing about you that's not so good. You got it? Cool. Excellent. You're welcome. Yes. Let's see here. Okay, no, okay, tell me. Okay, now, if you read this, which one most describes you? You tell me. The third one, put 10. Yes. Yes, put 10. Alright, you can even put it next to this one because when you tally, you need to see. Right. Which is the next best thing about you that really describes you? C? Okay. This one, C? The C is, okay, good. That one, give it please a 8. Okay? It can be any number, but this is between 5 now and 10, so it's 8. Which one least describes you? B? Okay, give B 1. Right? Then, what about this one? Endurance is a valuable asset. Does that work for you or no? Yeah? Yeah, so what do you want? What do you want to think that one is? That one is a 5 or that one is what? That was a 4? Okay, give it 4. Now you must give one here a 5. Now remember, when you're filling these numbers, one must be 10, one must be 1, one must be 5. And the other two numbers you can play with. Okay? Always. One needs to be 10, one needs to be 5, and one needs to be 1. So it has to be the highest, the least, and the mid. And then between that, the other two questions, you decide what you're going to put in there. Are you going to put a 6, a 7, or you're going to put a 4? Because remember I said it's between 5 to 10, and then 5 and below. Yeah? Good. You can only put 1 5, huh? Yeah, 1 5. So it has to be it has to be the highest as 10, the lowest as 1, the mid as 5, and then anywhere between 5 and 10, and then 5 and below. Yes. Yeah. Correct. Yes. But it has to be linked to your personality. At least, the best describing you. So go ahead. It's okay. Yeah, all has to be like that. Every single one has to follow the same style. Are we having some problems with the questionnaire? Yeah? Are we? You shouldn't be having any problems with this. Just be calm. Think about yourself. This is yourself. It has to do with nobody around you. It's you. Right. One must be 10. One must be the least score. One has to be a one. I'm telling you, you're going to see what it's going to do. Is it going well? Yeah. Okay. Dr. Osho life is good. Yes. Right. So what we need to do now, in the end, like for example, one A, what was the number? One B, what was the number? Right. You're supposed to start to do it now, so you start thinking. Because I'm going to leave that with you, but you're not going to understand the essence of what I'm teaching you if you don't do this exercise. Your heart needs to be into it, not because it's like, this is something very important. You guys are not seeing it yet, but it's very important. I went to a school. I paid so much money to do this, to understand what sort of personality I have, because I sit on very senior roles in companies. I sit at a vice chairman and a chairman role and a director role. And when you sit at these roles, you need to know who you are if you want to grow. Poor guy, she's not. Is it difficult? It should not be difficult. You should focus. It's not boring. Learning is not boring. See, this is the wrong attitude. Wrong attitude. How many of you are almost finished? Yeah? Don't run around me. It's okay. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 more minutes to finish. Yeah? And what's important is that if you do not finish, it's okay, but you need to understand the concept of how I explained it. Remember, even when you take this piece of paper home, don't throw it away yet. Just take the paper and go and sit down and sit in a calm place and think about what I said to you. One of the numbers need to be 10, one needs to be 1 or 0, the other one needs to be 5. Then the other one needs to be anywhere between 5 to 10, and the other one needs to be anywhere between 5 to 0 or 5 to 1. Okay? And then you tally it at home. I'm going to show you how you're going to tally it, because now we're going to talk about a few stuff that's going to impact you. Right. So I'm giving you 5 minutes, yeah? And for those of you who are finished, if you'd like to start tallying it, you can tally it. You can add your sum up at the back of the page. So for example, the first one, okay, let's say at the back it says 1A, right? What did you put in A? Did you put 5? Did you put 7? Did you put 8? You put the number you put there. For 1B, what did you put? 3? You put 3. For 1C, what did you put? You put the number there. For 1D, what did you put? And for 1E, what did you put? Okay? And then you do that and you continue all the way till you get to the bottom. Once you get to the bottom, you tally it. You add them up. Okay? I'll take that screen now. Yeah. Yeah, we'll switch on it now. Okay. Our 5 minutes is up, everybody. All right? How many of you are finished? Not finished. Yeah? Were you able to tally it? No. Okay, 5 minutes is up. We're done. We're done? Yeah? Now, some of you may not be able to tally it, and I'm not expecting you to tally it. I mean to add them up at the last page. The last page here, I don't want you to add them up now. Maybe you don't have enough time to do that. Okay? So we're more or less finished? Yeah? Almost? Did you tally? Not done yet. Yeah, but it's okay. You can add the numbers in by the time, because they're not done. Yeah. Okay, well, then that's a good sign. It means then you have to really think. Yeah. Oh well, no, but at least you give it, in your heart what you think it is. All right. Yeah. Let me see what you want. Be strong. I knew you would. Oh, you're just like me. I got the same. Yeah, same was that. Now it's going to shake. No. Finish. Did you tally? Show me. At the back, you didn't tally. Oh yeah. Okay. If you have some time, tally. Start tallying. Yes. Uh, I am very impressed with certain answers because I can see I would expect certain people in this room to have certain personality types, and I was correct. Tell me, all good? Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Finish. Okay, I have to start, guys, so I can't wait anymore now. All right? Yeah? Okay. Now, what I'd like you to do, the piece of paper you've got with you, please keep it. If you did not finish this exercise, when you go home and you're relaxing and you don't have anything to do, just take the piece of paper out again and go back in there and do this exercise. Read them carefully, do the exercise. Remember, as I told you, one score has to be 10, the other score has to be 1 or 0, the other score has to be 5, always 10, 5, and 1. And then anywhere in between 5 and 10, anywhere in between 5 and 1. All right? Now, we're going to go ahead with why you did this exercise. Now, the exercise that you have in front of you is called the Kahler's 5 drivers. Now, what are drivers? Are we ready, guys, at the back? It's a little too loud at the back. No, I'd have to wait. Yeah. Um, Gentlemen, I just need you guys to finish it after, okay? Because what I'm going to say here now is really important. And this is why I asked you to do this exercise. Now, Carla's five drivers. Carla used to be she's one of those really famous psychologists in psychology. And she has created these five drivers that they use on leadership programs in the UK and in London. If any one of you guys have done your master's or your PhD, you will know what I'm talking about. And the reason she did this was to help us, as you can see, way back in 1975, Taiba Kala identified five common drivers, right, that motivate us. Please remember this, that motivate us. These drivers are born in our unconscious. It means they're at the back of our head and can lead to some very positive and as well as destructive behaviors. Okay? By identifying which drivers an individual exhibits most, it means which of these qualities do you have most, you should be you should be aware of it. Okay? That's what we're saying, aware of it. Why? Because it enables other people, managers and people that work with you or that know you, to be able to curb those behaviors. For example, I have one person in this room told me right now, "Oh, this is boring." See, this is the wrong attitude. Because something is free, it doesn't mean that it's boring. You guys need to learn. We're here to learn, right? My style of teaching is very different because when I teach, when I go to a class, I expect it to be interactive. I expect to learn something from it, you know? So now, the drivers you've got there. Now, this paper that I'm holding here, on the last sheet is the scoring sheet, as you can see. Look at the last sheet, your scoring sheet. On this section, if when you do this exercise and you go home and you get your highest mark is BS, it means you're a B strong person. If your second highest mark is BP, you're a B perfect person. If your mark is TH, you're a try hard person. Okay? If your mark is HU, you're a hurry up person. And if your mark says a PP, you mainly please others. Now, nothing is wrong with any one of those qualities or any one of those drivers. Okay? Now we're going to see the next slide, please. About this guide. Okay? We're going to go down. Another one. Yeah. Okay, now, why am I saying this? When I did this exercise, I was referred to as a BPBS. Now, some of you in this room will be BPBS as well. I'm intrigued to find out if anybody tallied. Who's a BPBS? Please show me your hands. No, really, if you're a BPBS, show me. Yeah? Okay, now listen, you do not have to have we're not looking at one score. We're looking at several scores, okay? Like, for example, when I did this exercise, I probably were a BBS. Some people will probably be a BPHU. Some people will be a please others or try hard. Now we're going to go down. Go down a bit, please, yeah? Now, what I need you to understand is, now for those of you who will tally this at home or did the tallying here and you realize that you're a Be Perfect person, what does Be Perfect mean? Be Perfect mean these people are very accurate, okay? Some of you will realize that the way they behave, their style, they have a certain personality. And I'd like you to read this slide, please, because it's very important. The major strengths of this type of people is that they're extremely accurate, they're very reliable. Okay, they deliver what is expected of them in a personal and in a professional manner as well. It's not about being in a professional environment, it's all about personality. Okay, so this type of qualification and people, for example, they have also certain challenges. Okay, they look, for example, this work style means that they are well organized. So if, let's say, for example, you are interviewing somebody and they show the qualities of a Be Perfect person, it means that you are aware that these people are very meticulous. They read. They actually read every single line of a document. They're very, very precise. All right? And The challenge with these personalities sometime is that do you see what a BP says? What is something that strikes you most about a BP person? Just talk to me, people. Talk to me in the crowd. What strikes you about a BP person? They're perfectionists, correct? Some of you are smiling, and I could automatically read some of the personalities in this room. Like the lady sitting in front of me, I see her. She's so well groomed. She's so well dressed. I wouldn't be surprised that if when the results came out, I could tell who are those people. It's very simple to tell. Okay, I'd like to go down a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, down, down. Now, when you work with people in this category or this caliber of people, let's say, for example, this person is your boss, this person is your husband, this person is your wife, this person, some of you, I mean, you're laughing, but it's true. Let's say you work with this type of person, or this kind of person is your friend or somebody that you know. It means that you need to pay so much more attention to how you deliver information to that person, how you speak to that person, how you get their attention. Now, let's say, for example, you're a manager and you're managing a team with this type of personality. Yeah? You know what you need to do? It's really, really important. You need to know how to motivate these types of people because they are very driven. Yeah? They are absolutely very driven. They get very bored really quickly, and they are high performers. Yeah? And these high performers, what do? They become very stagnated. And this is why we need to understand the drawbacks of this personality. Now, sometimes, because of the perfection nature of these people, and they don't want to deliver something that's, like half-hearted or hurried up or not good, these people tend to sometimes don't meet deadlines. They have a lot of arguments with their management. They have a lot of disputes. They argue, they challenge, right? But what you need to do is that always when you deal with this capacity of people, because they are your innovators, they are very, very powerful by nature. It's the way they grew up. It's the way they have their worth. You need to understand that. Some of us, how many of you get in this room thinks that you're a be perfect person? Can you raise your hand just like this? Tell me if you think you're a be perfect person. I saw one hand. Yes. But the paper is correct. How many of you think you're a be perfect person? Really? Yeah? Okay. I'm not seeing any female hands up there. I'm only seeing the male guys waving to me. Okay, I need you to understand that this is a very key strength. This is a very key strength that you have. And if you have this strength, you need to cultivate it. You need to let people, people around you, you also need to have mercy to others, right? Because not everybody is going to be perfect like you. Yeah, and this is why it's very important that you also understand that your job, it's very, very important for you to also have what we call a growing mindset. And I'm going to show you what the growing mindset is in my next slide, but not now. But I just want to explain the results to you. Now, we're going to talk about the Be Strong people. Okay? Now, the Be Strong, they also have different characteristics. All right. Now, as you can see in the slide, the Be Strong individuals have the ability to stay calm in any situation. Right? Many of you may be like that in this room. You may have this style to stay calm. But look at this. This is psychology working backwards, huh, guys? The paper you filled there was created or was designed by a psychologist. So they are looking to see what are your inner side of you, inside of you, who you are really. Right? So once you get these right, I'm telling you, it's gonna unveil very interesting information about yourself. Now, people with Be Strong drivers do not often see themselves as fully responsible for their thoughts. Okay? And especially for their feelings. Because why? Why do you think that may be the case? How many of you think you're a Be Strong person in this room? One person? I know two. How many of you are Be Strong? What do you think creates this characteristic in you, develops this in you? Who could probably stand up and explain this to me? Why do you think you have that in you? Nobody's going to stand up and explain it to me? No? Nobody's going to tell me why they think they're be strong. Yeah? You're going to tell me, please.
Be strong is like when you find yourself in a hard situation, like you are trying to like you find yourself in some situation that is like, what should I do? Can I come out of this? But then you try to endure to see what the future will says. So in my own way, I think that I am a big strong person because when I find myself in such situation, I try to like to endure to see how I can come out of it.
How many of us are like that in this room? How many of us think we have this quality?
Actually, one of the things that make me believe I'm a big, strong person is responsibilities and expectations. Because when you find yourself in unpalatable situations and you look to your right and to your left, there is no other person that you can shift it or tilt the responsibility to, and you have at the back of your mind that at the end of the achievement of this responsibility, there are expectations. People are looking up to you. Then you just have to brace up yourself and try one more time to get the job done to the end.
How many agree with what he said? How many people agree with what he just said? I think he said that very nicely. They both did. Now, remember, these drivers that are in you, they were created by external factors that affected you when you grew up. There's a lot of people in this room, to include myself, when you grew up, we never grew up on a bed of roses. Yeah? None of us came, I don't know who did in this room, you're really fortunate, bless you. But who did not, yeah? Everybody had to work really hard to get to where they wanted to go. They had to prove themselves, they had to go through stringent measures and ways to get that happening. I am not only an academic person, but I always have a very strong faith in God. And I think that in life, everything happens to us for a reason. I mean, our pastor will definitely agree with that. Everything in life happens to us for a reason. And also, it's the way we react to situations that make us the winners. All right? Now, that's what you're going to learn. That's why I'm saying today, our discussion is attitude and behavior. Now, with these drivers, the reason we're doing these drivers is so that you understand what sort of drivers you're made of and how you are going to use this information to enhance your behavior in certain situations to make you successful. This is the key. I can give you a whole set of stuff that you can go and find on the internet and read, and then you'll say, "Oh my God, I came to a seminar. It was so boring. I didn't get anything out of it." But what I'm sharing with you today is very specific data. Okay? And that's why I said to you, you have to hold on to it. Go home, do this exercise, do it well, understand who you are. Because the moment you understand what sort of personality type and traits you carry, it's easy for you to mend who you are. Remember, it's like every single month, I don't know, probably every week, you have this update in your phone. Am I right or wrong? You guys have to update your WhatsApp, update your Outlook, update your if you have apps on your phone. Every single week, they're sending you a new version. Update. Why are we updating? Life is changing, people. Life is fast paced. The world is changing. We're in a situation where there's always evolution. We're evolving. And to evolve, we need to understand, first of all, like the device. I have my phone. My phone is an iPhone. I got what? A message saying, "Oh, you need to update the latest software." Okay, I updated the software. It's like you. You are a phone. You're the hardware. You are the hardware. Are you understanding that, guys? You are the hardware. What is the software? The software is your behavior and your attitude. It's how you respond to situations. It's how you behave in situations. It's how you manipulate a situation. Right? Now, why am I saying this? Because attitude is very important. For example, I brought a note with me that says here, for example, I'd like to share this with you. The Walt Disney director, he was fired in Kansas City. Everybody knows Steven Spielberg, right? The famous director and movie film presenter. Yes, okay. He was rejected from the USA's Cinematic Arts of Drama and Music. They said, you know what, you are useless, you can't make it, right? Oprah Winfrey, she's somebody I look really highly up to. Oprah Winfrey is also one of those persons who got fired. You know what they said to her? They said, you were too passionate on the set. You show too much of your emotions towards people. Did that break them down? No, it didn't. What did it do? It pushed them forward, yeah? And this is something that happens to you and me and to everybody. I've been to many interviews in my life. People told me, you know what, you're not good for the job. Did I let that throw me down? No way, you know? I mean, if you look at our ambitions and who we are and what we want to be, if you allow people to manipulate or to allow you to believe that you're lesser, you become lesser. Yeah? Remember that. Yeah? If you believe that you have what it takes and no matter what, you have that grit to want to learn, to want to grow, to want to improve yourself, yeah, you're always going to win. Whether it's today, tomorrow, or in the future, you're going to go for that winning streak. And winning is about everything, okay? Right? Some of us, we may be, but again, you know, I'm going to tell you a really quick story. I've interviewed a couple of people in my life, and 3 times I met guys with serious attitude. They came to me for an interview. One guy was so young, he was so confident. He was like, I don't need this job. This is, you know, if you hire me, it's okay. You know what I saw in that guy? I could have just said to him, you know what, just get out from my office. I don't need to see you anymore. You know what I did? I hired him. You know why I hired him? Because I saw exactly what was behind him. And I saw exactly what was in him. This is what true HR managers should be doing today. This is what true entrepreneurs do today. They don't see the attitude you come in with. They see the person that goes out the door. They see the man or the woman that can evolve with some coaching, with some mentoring, with some additional training. They see that. Today, this gentleman, he is now the regional director for Cisco. He's the regional director for Cisco. He came to me. He worked as a sales coordinator in GapCorp at that time. Yeah. And today, when he came to me, he said to me, why didn't you just tell me to go and leave like all the others? I said, no. Because I saw what was in him. Until today, he keeps saying, and this happened to me 5 times in my career. I hired 5 people that always had, you see, what I'm trying to share with you here is that sometimes, because of circumstances, yeah, you develop this behavior. I'm being very choosy with my words because I want you to understand that. Because of certain situations and circumstances in your life, you develop a behavior that you think is, okay, fine, I'll go, let's see what happens. And then what do you do with that? The moment you step into a place whereby this can be your place to shine, you forget to let that behavior go. And this is wrong. Okay? That's the reason why behavior is so important in what we do. And some of us, if you look around you, I'm sure that when you go to church, like when I used to go to church when I was younger, I used to look at the guys or the ladies that used to be very well dressed in my team. I used to look at those guys who were very successful, who drove wonderful cars, who did all these amazing, magnificent things, who were part of the church committee. I used to look up to them and say, wow, I wonder what did those guys do to get there, you know? It's very important for you to look at these people and learn. Okay, guys? Look, everybody needs a mentor in life. All right? We all need a mentor, whether you're a female, whether you're a male. And you always try to find mentors that inspire you. Because remember, we're humans. Humans, it's all about the mind. And it's all about the heart. So you have to find things or people that really can motivate you. And you know what? It's very important. I'd like to add this before I close this and move on. I'd like to add that also there will be times in your life where you can help others. And you must never hesitate to. Irrespective of if they're rude, they're not kind, they're horrible, always see what's beneath the skin. We don't identify somebody by the face or by their color or by their hair or where they're from. We look at the individual. Yeah, this is so important, guys. The individual. And you need to always remember that each and every one of you are individuals in this room and that you have a lot to contribute. Yeah, and that's why when you try to understand more about your behavior and who you are and your attitude and how you view things and do things, it's your winning goal. It's your ticket to success. All right? So I'm just going to move on now really quickly. Be strong. Can I just see the next slide, please? Yeah. So the be strong characteristics, we understood a little bit about them. I'd like you to read this really quickly, what the be strongs are. Right? They are always aggressive, they're assertive, they demonstrate strength. Okay? They have an objective language, distancing themselves from feeling. Now remember, some of us do that. Like if you're going through a very difficult period in your life, the be strong personalities would just shut everybody out. They'll build a wall around themselves. I tend to do that at times. But I was told that that's not the right thing to do. When you have a situation like this, what do? You ask for help. You go, you meet people, you talk to them, you try to understand how they can leave the motivational angle towards you. This is very, very important, everyone. Yeah? We also have some of the people that are hurry up people. Now, I can tell by certain personalities as well who are the hurry up type. Like for example, if you're doing an assignment or you're doing something, you're always in a hurry. You're not somebody that's great at making things happen. What kind of jobs do you think a hurry up person will be good at? I like that. That's good. That's good. Not bad. What again? What again do you think a hurry up person will be good at? Sales. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they want a quick win. Yeah. What again? What again? I'm listening. Yeah. But do you think that they have a place with us in the world? They do, don't they? Yes, they do. Right? All these different personalities we're looking at and we're talking about, they do have a place. Whether they're a be strong, whether they're a be perfect, whether they're a hurry up guy, yeah, they all have something. Like I would see a hurry up person doing a great job in event management. Why? Because they want to get things done. This is their goal. They're so driven to get it done. Now, if you can go down a little bit, can I just scroll down just slightly? Right? The hurry up people, right, they're always enthusiastic. Don't you see that? You know, sometimes when you look at people, the least they have or the less responsibility they have, they're the most jolliest people on the earth. Did you realize that? They're not like us, you and me, sitting and thinking about, oh my God, what am I going to do tomorrow? How am I going to pay this? How am I going to do this? They're not like that. They're very contented. And you know what? Sometimes it's not a bad idea to learn from them. Yeah, that's what I keep saying. The hurry up personality, look, it's very enthusiastic. They're very good at certain things that they do. And remember, in a team, you need people from different walks. Remember that. Diversity in a team is always the successful team. Because why? You've got somebody who's great at something. Like I may not be great at telling somebody, okay, you hurry up and get that done, but somebody else would be. I'm somebody who would probably read all your contracts, make sure they're bulletproof, and make sure that you don't have a risk. Whereas that person will ensure that this project is done on time. See? The hurry up guy. So we all need to understand which part of the puzzle and how the puzzle plays and comes into pieces. Yeah? Okay. So some useful ways to support individuals with this density is to ask them to take their time. Right? He's a hurry up guy. Now he's in a hurry. All right. Okay. Okay, I'm looking at my time too, because I know you guys are till 1:30. Okay. Please. Oh. Oh. Well then, now you guys read my slide very carefully and learn how to deal with Dr. Gabriel. Yeah? Tell him, ask him. Hey, Gabriel, be calm. We're going to get this done. We're going to be okay. All right. Now, also, I'd like to talk about the other personality type, which is please others. Okay. How many of us think that in this room we're a please others type of person? Second, please others. Okay. Now, I am very intrigued now. I want to understand this. Sir, can you just tell me why you think you're a please other type of person? I'd like to hear this, guys. I want you guys to hear this.
Oh, thank you. I was looking back for a mic. Yeah, please others. Somebody said if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you carry others. If you cannot please them, you cannot carry them along. And that is my philosophy.
Because if you take people for granted, then they will not allow you to go, of course.
Now, the please others personality. Now, you know when you go to somebody when you're at your lowest point in your life, what do you want to hear at that time? Do you want to see somebody who's going to say, "Hey, you are a loser," boss you around? No. What kind of person do you think you want to listen to when something is terribly wrong in your life? It's somebody who gives you advice, somebody who listens to you, somebody who sits with you, somebody who feels with you. The please other characteristics type of people are people that their drive in life is sometimes different to yours and mine's. Okay? The drive in life. Like, as we say, like, for example, I'd like to use this as an example. Okay, the pastor, for example, is somebody who has to have a lot of diversified skills. Do you agree with me? Because that person has to be also a human, and he has to deliver the word of God. He has to show so much agility. He has to be resilient. He has to have so much compassion. Am I right or wrong? Yeah? And why do you think that is? Do you think all of us can be like that person? Why? Is anybody going to tell me why? No? Why do you think we can't be like that person? Who would like to aspire to be like that one day? Not many of us. I can see that. Okay. Because for these roles, they require a great number of skills. And some of us, we don't have the tolerance, nor the patience, nor the interpersonal skills to deliver a message to touch others. Remember what I'm saying carefully. I'm choosing my words. Okay? The reason I'm choosing my words is so that they're accurate when I explain to you someone and something. All right? So please others. Nothing is wrong with pleasing others. I tend to do that myself at times because sometimes when you become a mother, you have to do a lot of different things. Trust me. Work gets really tight. And you have to be a mom, you have to be the wife, you've got to be the negotiator at the house. You have to play so many different roles and wear so many different hats. You know that? I can see if some of you who are moms in this room, I think you'd understand what I'm saying. Yeah, and for those of you that are single, then enjoy life. All right. So can I see the other at the bottom, please? Okay. Now, information is also available on the internet, but you have to take exactly the name of Kala's drivers, and you can also read this up at home when you do this exercise, all right? So now the last type of person that we have is a try-hard. Now, how many of us here think that we really, really try hard in everything that we do? Could you raise your hands, please? Do you know one of the setbacks of the try hard? Sometimes we work really, really, really hard. We do a very diligent job. We try to make sure that everything is perfect. But the minute somebody else comes into the room and say to us, "Oh, well, great, that was a good job, but that's not good enough." What do? Well, what would you do? You react, right? Would you react? You told me you're a try-hard guy. Would you react? Right. Many times, too often, our reaction is what makes people, it's what that doesn't take us to the next level. Think about what I'm saying very carefully here. You need to be your own, your own bad guy. You need to look at yourself. It's all about reflection. Try hard people are very, very good on teams. They make excellent work culture. They help you. They help you get what you want. They make things happen. As you can see here, they're often popular with colleagues, with customers, or with clients because of their enthusiastic approach to public service. They're very, very good. They're quite good. But where is the downfall? It's the attitude and the behavior. Because if somebody says to you, you've just worked on an assignment, and then somebody said, oh, this is total rubbish, I don't like that. Could you redo that? What are you going to do? What would you do? You'd react, right? It's the way you react. This is why I'm using the example with ThriHad, because everything in life, it's the way you react to it. It's how you react to the situation. Okay? And now I'm going to move on to the other slides, which is 2 really quick ones, and then we're going to have questions if you have any questions. Do you have any questions for me right now? Yeah? Okay, just one. Could you give me the slide now, my slide? Yeah. Okay, great. Yes, questions. Yes, go ahead, please. No, I'm just asking you to,
Regarding the...
Yes.
Check. This was regarding the thing. You gave us this survey, right?
It's not a survey. It's a questionnaire about you.
Yeah, fine. Okay, and we were all doing our forms, and some point we got bored. Okay, but then you said that our attitude was wrong. All right, so that gave us a response like try to make it interesting or try to make it fun. So is this a good thing or a bad thing?
For you?
For everyone over here.
Okay, how many of you felt that it was a boring exercise? I need to see your hands. Okay, I've only got one person in the room. Okay, the colleague who sat next to you, how did he feel this exercise was? How did you feel this exercise was?
I feel very well.
Okay, now give the gentleman the mic. What's your name?
Tara Bhavani Reddy.
Okay, and give the mic back to the other guy. Yeah. What's your name?
My name's Joseph.
Joseph? Joseph. Okay. Joseph, why do you think you were bored? What mindset did you come here with today?
It was a listening session. Okay, we would listen to you, but then we were writing a survey, a questionnaire. That's my honest feedback.
Okay, now, Jose, let me tell you something. I am happy to hear your feedback. I'm really happy. Okay, all right, guys.
Order.
Now he's learning why he needs to be saying order. Okay, now, all right. Jose, can I give you a little pointer from my advice to you? I don't know if it's sometimes I see this as a learning for you, right? Because for us, we came here with the intention to really learn. We came here with the intention to see how we can do something better. Tell me about your job. What do you do?
Right now, it's my student. I'm
Yeah.
a student. Engineering. In
Where-
aeronautical engineering.
In which, sorry, sir? Which school?
Aeronautical engineering.
Okay, and which school do you go to?
Emirates Aviation University.
Okay, and why did you come here today?
Just to attend the seminar because you're Mrs. Serena, right?
Yeah.
So the name Miss Serena Heber, the famous Serena Heber, brought me over here.
Okay, but now, right, please sit down. Yeah, okay. Now, I am not famous, guys. Let's make this clear. Okay? This is first, right? Second, I'm very humble. Third, I believe in education and I believe in learning and growing and helping others. Something that you should know about me, I'm very passionate about social entrepreneurship, as I always said. One of these days, God will, I'm going to have my own charity. And I'm going to plan to work to create some startups in Africa. This is my goal. Because I see the next generation of the future is there. And it's not only my words, it's Bill Gates' words. It's some of the most top CEOs in Silicon Valley. It's the same words. right? Listen to what I'm saying very carefully. It's the same words. Now, the reason I'm saying this is that when I was at your age, or maybe younger, like for this young gentleman who just stand up and was brave enough, and I really appreciate that from him because it shows that he has courage. That's something I like. Yeah, would say this to me, I would come in here with a different mindset because let me show you something. Today you're taking your Friday to sit here with me, to learn something, to understand something. I appreciate your time. Right? Because I know you could be going out, you could be doing something else at this time, you know, spending time with your family, which you will do after this. But what I want you to know is that what I've just shared with you is something that's very expensive. You have to believe me. This piece of paper that you have here in your hand, if you had to go to a leadership class to let them teach you this, leadership coaches, by the way, they charge you up to $500 per hour. Yeah, these are leadership coaches. And the leadership coach that I use, I can't give his name today because it won't be right, but he's in Australia. He's based in Australia right now, and he does webinar sessions with me. Because who knows, maybe one of these days I'll be one of those big consultants, then I will be famous. Okay, this is really true now. Yeah, and the reason I'm saying this is because this piece of information doesn't go into the hands of everybody. And when you want specific information about who you are to understand you, you need to do this exercise carefully. And that's what he said to me. Do this exercise carefully. When you're done with this exercise, then look at that information on the screen that I showed you. I could have shown you the information in the beginning and then asked you to do the exercise. It wouldn't have been good because then you wouldn't have learned. Yeah? It's very important that you do the questionnaire. It's a questionnaire. It's actually on the internet, but you have to be specific, as I said, and you can download this questionnaire and do it. Why? Because it gives you very, very critical information, right? And this information helps you to tweak your behavior, all right? So for example, in your case, yeah, where you told me it's boring to me, you need to see the other side of boring. You need to see, did I know about carless drivers before? Did you ask yourself that question? These are the questions you need to ask yourself. Did I know about that person who's Carla? What was she doing? What was her work? Did I know that there are certain drivers in me that are 5 different drivers that if you want, how many of you are on LinkedIn here? You could all go onto LinkedIn and you will see that there's so much work on this same piece of information that I've shared with you today. And you'll see so many CEOs are sending their top management employees to these seminars so that they understand what sort of drivers that they're dealing with. Why? Because we want to tweak the behavior. It's not about a be strong person. It's where they want to shape how a be strong person handles a problem. They want to shape how a hurry up person deals with a situation. Because remember, success is not how you, it's not about you. Success is about how you do something, how you manage something, how you improve something, how you recommend something, how you refer something, how you make it better. Okay? And remember, attitude is everything, people. Your attitude is everything. Don't go walking around, smirking around everybody and saying, oh man, I'm the brain around here. You know, that's not going to get you anywhere. Yeah? Remember that. You need to be humble in who you are and what you can deliver, right? You need to learn and look around you. You need to appreciate and embrace others. Okay? We need to appreciate and embrace others. I might see the tiniest guy on the road. He's doing nothing. I see a guy, he's a beggar on the street. Maybe I learn something from him, you know? We need to always see the individual. Remember, you are all children of God. I didn't decide where you were born, where you grew up, where you come from. Yeah? This is all God's work and God's plan. Yeah? But it's how we move along in life, how we embrace change in life, how we take action for the journeys and for the situations that we're in is what makes us the winner. All right? And life is not all about winning. I said winning. Maybe winning is not the right word. It's what makes you happy at the end of the day, because it's all about the heart. Yeah? Okay, attitude now. We're just going to go quickly talk a little bit about attitude, right? When it comes to success, remember I asked you that question in the beginning. When it came to success, you told me the bright guy would be probably the one that's going to be the brainer, you know? He's going to be the one that's going to be great, okay? Now, according to when it comes to success, it's easy to think that people blessed with brains are inevitably going to leave the rest of us in the dust. Okay? But new research from Stanford University will change your mind and attitude. Psychologist Carol has spent her entire career studying attitude and performance, and her latest study shows that your attitude is a better predictor of your success. Remember, it's not your brains anymore, it's your attitude. Yeah? With a fixed mindset, right, you believe that you are who you are and you cannot change. How many of us agree with that? When I read that, I agreed with that. Yeah? But this creates problem when you're challenged. Remember that. Sometimes you're put in a situation where you think, oh great, I know the best, I am the best. But when you're put in a situation where you're challenged, how do you react? How many of you, think about this for a minute. How many of you react when you're put in a situation? You all will react. I will react. This is why it's so important for us to understand how our behaviors and how our attitude influences how we move forward in life. Now, can I see the other slide, please? This slide is much easier for you to read. If you take a look at this slide, you're going to see what's the winning mindset. The winning mindset is not the fixed mindset. The winning mindset is the growth mindset. The mindset that looks out of the box. For example, if you have a situation where you're challenged, the fixed mindset would avoid challenges. How many of us avoid challenges sometimes? Even in your personal life, you may have a girlfriend, your boyfriend, something is going wrong. You don't want confrontation, don't you? You just want to say, okay, I'll do whatever she wants, or I'll do whatever he wants, or I'll argue with him. Now, you know one thing I want to say, and this is going to be really interesting for you to understand. I've always admired the way the American media translates information or share information. You know why I'm saying that? These guys are so efficient and they're so good at creating an information mindset that by the time it hits you, you're like, oh, I'm a believer of what those guys just said. I could be selling you total bollocks or baloney, and you're going to believe me, aren't you? Yeah? Because it's the way they present things. It's the way it is said, it's the way it is done. Like I have a 9-year-old. He comes to me. He just, I swear to God, I sat there, I looked at him. He was just trying to sell me some, some crap he had created, and he wants to convince me that this is the right way, this is my idea. But the way he said it, the way he presented it, my husband was totally sold. I looked at him and I said to myself, oh, Alex, are you kidding me? You really think you're going to sell that to me? And he's like, oh, mommy, maybe not to you, but to somebody else. You know why? This is the art. The art is in how you present yourself, how you present information. And children, they have this mindset, the growing one. Do you see how children react to situations? A child, you could tell him what? He'll sit and cry there for a moment and he'll go back to doing the same thing again. Why? Because their mindset is not fixed. If you see kids play, or if you see kids really, a lot of innovation today is being duplicated from the behavior of children. Think about this, a lot of innovation. Why? Because children are resilient. Aren't children resilient? They'll run, they'll knock their heads in, they'll go back and knock it again. Yeah, they'll go running here, they'll fall on this floor, they'll run back and slide again and fall. You will be saying, oh no, don't you dare do that, don't do that, that's enough of it, enough. But they're not going to listen to you, are they? They're going to do what they think is best. This is persistence, right? So what they're trying to say here in this slide, which I think was a really nice way of presenting data, so you don't have to read too much, it says that if you try to cultivate a growth mindset, this is the best mindset that you can have. And this is something, because I'm a be strong person as well, I try to work more now on the growth mindset. I try not to let my rigid ways and my, because the higher you climb up a corporate ladder, or sometimes the position that you sit in a company makes you rigid and structured, am I right? It makes you very structured. And what happens when you become structured? Your mindset becomes a bit fixed. Am I right or wrong? Some of you are very key people in this room. I know that, I can tell. And I'm sure you're going to agree with me when I say this. Because the higher you climb up a corporate ladder, the lonelier it becomes. And in addition to which, it's the more stringent you need to be. But sometimes understanding that that is all good, but also having this kind of growth mentality at the back of your head helps everyone at the end of the day. Remember today, like a lot of people, they were doing some research and they said to me, they said, when you're ill, you're seriously ill, who would you go to? Would you go to an amateur doctor or you'll go to somebody who has years of experience? Where would you go? Yes, because you know why? Those with years of experience, they have been through it all. They've seen it all. And when you come to them with a situation that you have, not only do they use the new technologies, but they also adapt. They use their old technologies with the adaptation of the new technology. Sorry. Remember that? You take what you have and what you know, and you adapt that to what you have as new technologies to create a blend that will give you the right type of success that you're looking for in everything. Yeah? So I'm going to leave you guys today with this last slide. Basically, I mean, Carla's 5 drivers, you've done that. You've done the exercise. I'd like you to take the paper, really take it and go back and try it and do it at home. Yeah? The mindset that you need to have. Now, as I said to you in the beginning, I didn't come here to do a presentation whereby I only gave you information because I feel that people don't learn when they get information. I can come to something like this and sit down and get extremely bored and just scratch my hair, play with my phone and look at my, and start playing with all the tabs on my phone. But that's not about learning. When you're here to learn something, you come with a mindset that's open. Remember, today it's all about an open mindset. And it's about a growth mindset. How can you improve you? Well, I hope everybody had, a more or less good time, and that you took something with you. I mean, this exercise is quite important. I have to stress that again because I'd like you to really do it. And for those of you who were not really satisfied, I hope that you can try to understand and see why I felt that this was important for us to discuss today. I mean, I could come here and give you another type of presentation where it's all mumbo and you can get it off the internet, but that's not how it works. Yeah? So if you have any questions, I'd like to hear them now. Yeah, please.
My question is with regards to these try-hard persons, because one thing with them is that their reactions towards what you give to them is sometimes unconscious. Like what my senior colleague did there. He said it like something that was normal, but it meant something. So what I want to ask is, what can you say to them? Like, how can you advise them on how to handle such situation? Like someone like me, if you throw something at me, I have 2 things. I either keep quiet or I respond immediately. And it will really be rough. So how can you, yeah. So how can you advise them? What can they do?
Okay, listen. This is why I'm happy you said that you can either be quiet or you'll be really rough, right? Now, it's human nature to react. Okay, but I think you as an individual, today it's not like long ago when we lived in a society whereby we are ignorant. Okay, remember that word, ignorant. We're not ignorant anymore. There's so much things going around us that makes us better. And if I were you and I'm put in a situation where things are not great, why did I draw that example of the American reporters? Because many times they are put in situations where things are not great. But you know what's the strength? The strength is how you react and how you respond. Remember, I always tell people when I do disciplinary, when I used to work as an HR director, you and your performance, it's like a gun and a bullet. I have this gun sitting here. If you don't give me the ammunition, I cannot shoot you, can I? There's nothing I can do to you. Because if you respond to life and situations in a very diplomatic manner, okay, and you think before you speak, you're not going to give me any ammunition to shoot you or to give you a disciplinary letter or to fire you, are you? You are going to be the winner at the end of the day. And it's not about being loud, or it's not about shouting, it's not about screaming. It's about just being calm and saying, you know what? I understood what you said to me. So how can I improve? Always put the question back to the other individual. So tell me, you're not happy with my performance. How can I improve? Tell me what I can do. Show me. You know? Always let the person know who's talking to you that you are not somebody that's easily manipulated. Right? You're not manipulated. And this is what American kids, this is what all these kids in these Western and European world are doing nowadays. When you go up to them and say, you know what, you're not good at this. Oh, well then show me how. That's their reaction. Yeah, they walk up to you and say, okay, you show me how. You're chewing my head off, but okay, show me how it's done then. And then, oh, that puts you now, you're the one, you're the center of attention, aren't you? Oh, so how am I going to answer this one? See? Remember that. It's always in everything. Look at them. I really, when I put on the news sometimes and I listen to the reporters, I'm amazed. I sit there and oh, wow, that's a good learning, you know? Do like me. Put it on and listen to how people respond, how they react. Remember, the strength is in, remember, you know, your words are much stronger than anything else on this planet. It's your words. Yeah? So, anytime you face a situation where you're stressed and you're going to just shoot off the rooftop, just be calm and say, okay, great. So what could I do? Now, maybe not most of you know me in this room. There's a certain individual that knows me very well in this room. And he will know that sometimes when I've been placed in situations with my senior management, I'm somebody that will go up to you and I will say, can you tell me what is wrong? I will never, ever impose any harm to anyone because you want me to. Even as an HR person, I would walk out of my job and give you my resignation letter and tell you keep it. Because I will not do what you want, or nobody can convince me to do something to others that's not right. And when I do disciplinary, because I used to work for a company that had almost 5,000 employees, and there were a lot of young employees there. And I used to say to them when they come to me for disciplinary, lots of females, lots of male, lots of problems. When they come to me, I coach all of them like as their kids. You know, and I say, please guys, go back now and learn. Remember what I said to you. I know that situations and circumstances are not, it's not in our hands sometimes. And life is tough, people. 100% I understand that. But you need to understand that you are unique. You have a value in this world that nobody else can take it away from you. Okay? Remember that. Because who you are, there's nobody like you in this room. You are unique, you are original. Yeah? Go ahead.
My name is Daniel.
Yes, Daniel.
I want to ask for a favor, and before I ask my question. People like you are really rare. Trust me, they're really rare. If we can get a contact with you, anything we can use to reach you, apart from today, please, if you can give us, we'll appreciate it. But my question is this.
Yes.
I happen to work as a chef.
Okay.
Yeah? But naturally, I never dreamt of being a chef. Never.
Okay.
I'm a radio and TV presenter from birth. That's what I studied in school. But in my kitchen, I find a lot of diverse people there. From my manager, to my colleagues, to my head chefs. Recently, we changed menu, and the thing became so complex. Little food, but you take too much time to prepare, like a fine dining.
Yes.
So I asked one of my head chefs, who gave the senior chef this idea? What I understand, this is a fast food, but the whole thing you're giving us now is a fine dining. It became a situation that we could not handle. And number two, there were no staff. We're short of staff.
Okay.
And everything have to fall mainly 70% on me. Because right in that kitchen, I'm the only African. I'm the fastest.
Bless you. Nothing is
So,
wrong with that.
I was reacting
Yes.
to the situation of the menu change because I know a lot of these things will fall on me. But I had no choice. They still fell on me.
Okay.
So I have to create some means of making the order go faster, easier. And initially, they were against me. Are you trying to tell the head chef that what he did is not correct? I said no. But I think if we apply this means as a fast food agent, we can sell faster and quicker. So they took it that maybe I'm overstepping my bounds. As a chef, I'm trying to teach them the job. So I kept silent. When the order came, when we finally changed the menu, the kitchen was a marketplace. It was a garbage, like refuse dump. Because the whole place was messed up. They refused to apply what I said. But as time goes on, I repeated it. I told them, Chef, if we don't do this, the management will come. They will tell us we failed. Now I have given you an idea for us to succeed. If we don't do this, we are all going to fail. And I don't want to be part of a failure. So can we implement this? One of them bought the idea and we started implementing it. And trust me, within 5-6 minutes, everything was going out. They were just all against me. So I resorted that I would not speak again.
No.
And number two, I'm this kind of person. If you throw something at me, if I don't react instantly, it's dangerous. Trust me. If I don't react instantly, it is very dangerous. So pray that when you throw something at me, I react instantly. But if I don't react, it could be worse. So tell me, this is me. That's the kind of person I am. So I just want to know, how do I improve more on it? Because I see that when I say something, they don't buy it, but later on, it works.
No. I think what you said is very good. I mean, I am sure that they are going to implement what you've asked and what you've recommended. They will. But again, when we deal with people and diversity and different mindsets, you can't win everyone in one go. Right? Yes. You can't win them in one go. And for a man like you that's very talented and very smart, I would not even lose my temper on such people. Really. I will not lose my temper. I will show resilience. Okay, Danielle? Resilience. This is the key. Yeah? The key is being resilient. The key is I am giving you a recommendation because I've been here, I've worked here, I observed this kitchen, I'm basically responsible for this. This will affect me and my job. I hereby wish to, something works better for you, you come in and you say, I've had a wonderful time being here, I'm going to take my next role. Goodbye, done. Simple. It's very simple. Any other questions? Because I think everybody wants to go home now. Yes.
Orema, I want to speak on the be perfect people.
Okay.
People that normally put in their time to prepare for a particular assignment before they carry it out. But maybe people that does that, but they lack the self-will to initiate. They have the ideas and they always come out with a good idea that they can implement and things, but they lack the will to initiate it. And most of the time when they try to initiate, maybe the thing is not coming up successful at the initial stage, they give up on it. So how can we, rehabilitate such people and put them in the right track?
Okay. Whenever if you're working with a group of people and you realize that some people don't have the will or the drive, you know what's the first thing you need to do? You need to go out there and start arranging some team building activities. You guys need to go out there and even if it's you and them, hey guys, let's go and have a drink, or let's go play football, let's go play a game. Sometimes, entrepreneurs, they don't get it right at the first time. Many of us, I may have a passion or a dream, but I may not get it right at the first time. And success is about, every time you fail, you're closer to the goal. Trust me. But when somebody doesn't have the drive, you know what you need to do? You need to work double time to motivate them. If that environment and where you are means something to you. Okay? Now, why I'm saying this? Because you might be in a great organization. You may be many people around you are just perfect. This might be your ideal job. This might be the place you want to be. This might be the place where you see your future. You see you're growing. You see you're heading up the ladder, you know what I'm saying? In your career and what you do. And you're learning and you're growing. But if people are not driven around you, then sometimes it needs you to take a little initiative. Remember, your environment of where you are, there's always something for you to acknowledge. It's like when you say somebody doesn't have will, it's like you take a horse to the well and you say drink. The horse will not drink. Yeah? You can't let that horse drink, can you? Some people, they are so empty inside. You know that? There's a lot of people walking around you that are empty. They have nothing in their hearts. So what do you do with these kind of people? Do you leave them there to stray around? No. You try to help them. I know that's way beyond you. I can see that you're staring at me. No, honestly, I need to understand that situation a little more to be able to tell you exactly how to deal with that. That's what I'd say. Yeah? Well, we're done, yeah? Okay. Well, thank you very much. It's almost 2. Yeah? And I'll give the mic back to Mr. Deli.
Hey, Matthew. If you've had a really transformational experience today. You may please be seated. Thank you for the honor. She deserves that and even more. Do you agree with me? Excellent. So, Sharina, you will need to come back. If you agree. Because the last 2 questions have brought out what needs to be our next agenda. Now I know that if I react, it can be bloody. And I know that, okay, I am a be perfect person, but I'm weak at initiating change. Okay, now I know what I am, and I know where I am weak. How do I reinforce my good strengths, the good, attitudes that I have, and how can I cultivate, how can I grow, those other aspects that are weak. So we will be needing your help again, and we will come back to you and see out of your busy schedule if you are able to make it this year at any time at all. Before we continue, or actually close this session today, we would like to invite our patron. Again, I cannot but again thank the sponsors of this program, the Redeemed Christian Church of God, that have given us free of charge this venue, and give them a massive round of applause. And as courtesy to our sponsors, we would like to give our pastor an opportunity to give us the closing remarks, and then we'll be on our way. Pastor Charles Adegoke.
Thank you very much. I believe that we have learned or taken in 1 or 2 stuff, or at least a whole lot of stuff. Praise the Lord. What did I just say? Okay. Hallelujah. Now, I think that I'd like to go for try hard people because you always need them. As she said, it's just your attitude that eventually disqualifies you. If you have a try hard person, okay, you haven't done the work well, and he's willing to improve. And then, like he says, how do I improve? He throws back the question into your face. So it becomes your responsibility to help him to improve. And next time, you will not be in a hurry to tell another person you didn't do the job well because you know that the question will come back to you, how do I improve? And I like, here in this place, we need try hard people, who would eventually continue to do work. Oh, you haven't done this, you haven't done. I have the energy and the wisdom and, what it takes for me to improve. I know that in our lives, we will be try hard people. We will never be satisfied with what we have, where we are. We'll keep trying, keep improving until we'll become the very, very best that we're meant to be. Thank you very much, ma. We enjoyed this session, and like the direct convener, he says, we would like to bring you back and hope that you would create time when we come knocking at your door. Thank you a million times. And thank you for all those who came. We trust that it wasn't a wasted time. And usually this seminar comes every third week of the month. So next month in July, the third week, this seminar repeats itself and comes up exactly 12 o'clock. And then it will be another phase, another person who has value and who would add value to your life and bring some other issues across that will make you a better person. So we look forward to seeing you. Thank you all for coming. We would also request you to assess this meeting and how great the lecturer, our coach and lecturer have been. And not because we would, that will fetch her extra mark or give her anything, another work, but because we want to be able to see how people responded or access the information she brought to us. Thank you once again. Is there any other thing? Yeah, please. We would, the meeting, if there's no other question, we would like to bring the meeting to an end. Thank you, one. Thank you all.